people think, stop looking for people's approval. Okay. So my point that I want to make here, let me just see if I can, okay. Are we live?
Well, we're going live, and then I need to go and edit the description of this video real quick with the link so people can join on the webinar. Okay. So everybody, can you explain to everybody what we're doing so I can focus?
Sure. So guys, I just actually reached out to Dave Wood here because, you know, I'm watching these patterns that are happening, right? This really all has to do with, you know, a timeline that's taken place over the course of, you know, from Empower Network onwards to the spiral, right? Which is part of the human condition. It's part of the levels in the game that I cover in, you know, Millionaire Mentoring. But the truth be known that I've mentioned this to you many times before, Dave, but what happened was that when Empower Network was going like this, okay, you started to go into God syndrome. And when you go into God syndrome, there's only two exits from in the game, okay? One is death, and the other one is jail, okay? And you came really close to potentially both of those, right? I don't know if you ended up in jail or not, but there's only two exits from God syndrome, death and jail in the game, okay? Now, what happened is that because I don't believe that you actually got the lesson, the pattern's going to now repeat itself until you get the lesson.
I'm telling you I did get the lesson, and you're wrong on that, but I'll explain why after you're done, okay? And you might be right on parts of it, and I'll take the feedback.
Okay,
but so you're not right.
Okay, so here's what I'm just the observer here. Okay? I'm just the observer. So typically when you and I have a call and we talk about some stuff and you say that you got it, right? Oh, Darren, I get it now. Then immediately right after that, you go do a video or a Facebook Live and you revert right back into your pattern. And that's to throw darts at people, right? And make them less than and you greater than. So it's in your description. If you go back into the description of the last video that you talked about me, where we just got off a call, you'll see in the description, it says, you know, I'm smarter than you, I'm more fit than you, I'm better than you, right?
It's true. But hold on, it's true.
Okay.
But like, dude, I am far superior to you in my intelligence right now, dude.
Okay. Well, apparently it's not working, Dave. No offense.
It is working because I'm making money again every single day.
Okay. Well, my point being is that, you know, with every type of action step, the action step hold energy and karma that you're putting back onto yourself. So whether or not you're making money or not is not the highlight, okay? Whether or not you're actually making a difference in people's lives and lifting them up and empowering them.
But I got to beat the shit out of them first, dude. They're fucking all trapped in bullshit I am no longer trapped in.
Okay, and that's where we disagree on this, because I believe that everybody has their path, okay? Everybody has their path. It's a preordained path that they've chosen prior to coming here on how they're gonna go through the first level of the game in pain, and then they're gonna go through their own spiral, and then hopefully they're not gonna be the victim for the rest of their life. They're actually going to surrender, relinquish, love themselves enough to feel worthy and deserving, and now their pains are gonna become their power, and they're gonna step into becoming the victor, where all that pain is now their fuel, like a turbo booster, like a superhero. And now they can motivate, inspire, and help change other people's lives based upon the pain that they went through, and now they can share their story. That's the journey, right? But in the event that you go too far up the scale into removing yourself from being a humble servant leader and now stepping into, look how great I am, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, you're nothing compared to me.
But no, right? here's the thing that I want you to understand. What I'm saying is true. I am smarter than you. Like right now, I'm like 1 trillion times smarter than you. You cannot even imagine the things I can do with my consciousness, dude.
But you know what? That's my point, Dave.
I'm not better than you in the sense that I'm equal in the sense that you can become like this. But right now, you are not like this, and I am. I am superior to you, Darren.
Okay.
Now, in the ways that, like, for example, you have currently more.
But here's the thing, Dave. Okay, based upon what?
based upon the fact that I'm healthier than you are. I can do everything that you can do with your consciousness 1,000 times faster. My plans are 1,000 trillion times bigger than yours. And I'm thinking in chunks of time that are superior to yours. And if you're around me, I'm more peaceful than you. But you're not around me because have any of you come and see me over this last year and just said, hey, Dave Wood, and I'm not saying this in anger, I'm saying this in love. Have you ever, well, maybe a little bit of anger, I'll let that go now. Okay, now let's turn into love. Have any of you guys come and seen me and been around me for even one day? No. Therefore, what you're saying about me is bullshit.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you this. In the event that you got what I'm saying after the calls, then you would not revert back to the dart throwing, the, you know, slamming
The prophets
people.
did dart throwing, though. All of them did. Read the Old Testament. I'm acting like a prophet. They slammed the shit out of people. Why? Jesus fucking slammed the shit out of people. Why? To fucking get them to change because they wouldn't listen softly for a very long period of time. So Justin Berengi, for example, how long?
Now we're going to go back into your
pattern.
No,
not playing. I'm telling the story. This is the victory story.
Dave, it's your pattern, man.
So let's go. I'm gonna open the share screen. Okay. Or if you want to, wait, why don't you share the screen because you've got this and just navigate to my channels and stuff, and I'll tell you where to go.
Okay, hold on a second here.
Love you, Darren. And by the way, everybody here, buy Darren Little's products. And if you buy it and you want to buy it from me, just say, hey, Dave Wood referred me, and he'll cut me a commission. Right? All right. And Darren, I've got some money, so I'll sign up for your affiliate program like tomorrow, but I need a new credit card. So if you could activate it for me and I could just pay you back or something like that, like I could send you a wire and then send you a receipt. And then if you could just activate it, because my credit cards won't come in for a couple of days.
Okay. So tell me where to go. Where would you like me to go?
Oh, go to the King David Wood. Just write in King David Wood in the search. And then navigate through my videos.
Okay.
But while you're doing this, okay.
Where's the video that you did that had my name in it about?
Just so that King David Wood, Darren Little.
Maybe you took it down.
No, click on the King David channel. Right there. The one with the superhero. Okay, message to Darren Little. Now this is the thing. I want to frame this. This was a 3-hour video that actually I didn't take off YouTube. For some reason, Google did, probably because it had dangerous information. Okay, about how the universe works, and the information in that video, in the wrong hands, could destroy the universe. Hey, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, you can take this however you want, Dave. I'm just telling you that I'm an observer.
Okay.
And okay, so here you're basically talking about you're throwing darts here, you're throwing darts here, you're throwing darts at these people, and then you come in back into God syndrome. So it's a combination. It's like you flip-flop between dart throwing, which is the victim, and then God syndrome, which is, look how great I am and I'm better than everybody. I'm superior to all of you. It says right in here, I'm better shape than you. I'm more intelligent. I can punch 5 times faster. I can read 300 times faster. I can write faster. I'm superior to all of you. That, my friend, is called God syndrome.
No, it's not, because God's telling me to say that. No, my Father in heaven is telling me to say that. It's very different. I'm acting like a prophet. I'm not acting like I'm not acting as Dave Wood when I'm saying this. I'm acting. Maybe I should frame it better and say I'm saying this as a prophet, and then go back to humble afterwards to frame it. That would help.
Okay. All I'm telling you, Dave,
I am an example of what you can be. That's what I'm trying to say. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is,
no disrespect, Dave. Nobody fucking wants to be like you.
I'm telling you, they all will in a month. Everyone.
Well, I would tell you, you're freaking smoking crack then, because.
Nope.
Okay. Well,
everyone fucking around me. The police want to be like me. Gabriel Cousins over at the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center, who's also enlightened, wants to be like me. All of them fucking do.
David.
No, ask him. Call Gabriel Cousins. Fucking ask him.
Okay.
He's the most enlightened rabbi in the world, and he knows I'm King David, and he knows what I'm saying is true from the Holy Spirit, and he knows I'm enlightened.
Okay. All I'm telling you is this. There's a better way to communicate messages to hit, and connect with more people versus pummeling them down to the ground and then expect that they're going to somehow rise up and want to do business with you. Like, really? That's just wacko. Okay.
Well, no, it'll happen. And here's why it'll happen. Because, like, for example, can I give an example with Justin real quick on why I did that? That's in love. Okay. Here's why I did that with Justin. I have seen D cheat on Justin like 100 times. And I've seen Justin cower in fear. Now, in the last year, Justin has talked about me behind my back. He was one of the ones with Paul Hutching and Mike Hobbs that was responsible for me to getting me nearly kicked out of World Ventures and basically stealing my downline from me. They were thieves. I said nothing for like a year, being nice. They didn't listen to nice. And then he continued to act like a childish fucking brat. And if he doesn't stop taking those drugs he's taking, he's going to fucking die. So to fucking protect him, because I'm a fucking prophet, I'm going to tell him the truth. And that's going to make it so his wife D will respect him, because D's never met a real man before. She's never even fucking met one. She's never met a man. None of you have.
Okay, so, but you're the man that's going to...
No. I'm telling you, there's men in lots of ways, like Tony Robbins and you. You've got money. You're great at sex, I'm sure, because you've had lots of sex. You feel good about yourself. You've got positive self-image. So there's lots of ways you're a great man, but you are not an enlightened man yet. You're close, but you are not enlightened. Okay. You have not broken through the crown chakra entirely. You've broken through a lot of other things with the things that you told me.
But Dave, my point being, okay, my point being is how would you even know any of what you're talking about? Because I've already gone into other realities. I've already activated my third eye. I've already been in other zones that most people have never even seen. They don't even know what's beyond the wall of the matrix. I've already seen that.
I know you know, and I also know, and I'm telling you that your crown chakra is not totally broken open. It's not. The rest of them are. Now, the rest of your chakras are just fucking like crazy.
Perhaps. And I'm not going to be the judge of that. All I'm telling you is that, in this... Okay,
broken open, it's just not all the way. It's not all the way yet.
Okay, so let me just make a point here, because we get on this live video specifically to talk about these two things. You got the victim attacker countering in tug of war with God syndrome. So you're in a...
But I disagree with you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
I'm listening to you, but you're not listening to me.
But I can show it to you, and
show
you
me.
said right.
Now, I'm sure that in some ways that you're right, and I'll change the ways that you're right, and the ways that you're not right, I won't change.
Okay. All I'm telling you is that if you go watch the video again, you're going to notice that when you talk about these people the way that you do, anger comes out of your being. You can see it in the physiology of your body. It's not healthy.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It's definitely not coming from what you would consider to be the most enlightened prophet in the world. That is a hog of shit. Because all I got to do is we'll go watch that video again and get you to watch the video. And
well, just share your screen and pull it up.
Well, how can I do that when it's just being recorded right now? We just did it.
I'm just going to we're still live. I'm going to click share screen. Okay, I'll do it. Hold on. I'm going to write this blog post real fast. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Plus, send a donation for $500 for a free blessing.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Dude, I got to tell you, bro, like the fact that you do not understand what I am saying when it's so aggressively in black and white in everything that you currently do, with all of your videos, all of your messages, all your descriptions are all the same. You got victimhood, attacker over here versus God syndrome over here. It's like,
hold on. Explain to me why I'm using God syndrome, and then I'll explain to you why I disagree with parts of it, and then maybe there's parts of it that are true. But God just told me they're not true. So
where
should I go? Where should I go? Like what post?
Nobody's better than anybody else, Dave.
Well, in certain ways they are. Like, for example, you're better than me in the sense
they're not.
More money than me.
Everybody has human potential, and there's no lesser than or greater than. That is an illusion. And the only way that you will feel that you are greater than if you step into your ego, and the highest part of your ego is God syndrome. Bottom line.
Okay, so, yeah, I got that, right? I got that. Now, can I tell you why I disagree with you?
Okay.
And will you listen?
Sure.
Okay, my God, the Father, is telling me to act this way because people aren't listening, and I've only got 2 fucking years left, or all their children and their families are gonna fucking die in a big ass war, and everybody fucking knows it. But they're all avoiding it, and I'm not. They're all not fucking listening to being nice, and I'm listening to them, but they're not listening to me.
Okay.
Every time we talk, I change something, do I not? Now, I don't change all of it, but I change something every single time we talk. Okay? Have you come to see me for 3 days? You don't have to take my shit. Have you come to see me for 3 days to even see how I act?
All I'm telling you is I watch it, I've witnessed it, I talk to you, and then you revert back to the same thing. I
revert to some of the same stuff because people are not listening to anything else, and people do listen to that.
Well, maybe your approach is not working. How about that?
Okay, it's not working for everything, but it's working for some things because I've got a couple hundred followers now that actually believe I'm King David and shit. And it'll turn into 100,000 by the end of the fucking month. You watch, because I'll fucking do a news conference, and everyone who does not believe, everyone who is not associated with me from my past selves, they all fucking know I'm King David already.
Okay, so and what's your intention? What's the purpose of all of this stuff? You say that you're going to wake people up by slamming them all over the internet and telling them how.
No, it's if somebody doesn't listen to prophetic warnings, you fucking rebuke the shit out of them because otherwise they're gonna die. Let me give you an example, okay?
Oh, by the way, Dave, I didn't say in your power. I said you're battling between a victim reality and God syndrome. That's
okay. I'll put that in there too. I'll edit the title. Okay, let me go back and edit it real quick. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that when I wrote the title.
So it has nothing to do with being in your power. You can be in your power and influence and motivate and inspire and lift people up to greatness, right? That's the goal in any type of industry that we're in. That's my goal. Is the leader creates more leaders. The leader doesn't create the followers. You're after the followers. That's your ego. You want more. I'm going to get 100,000 followers. Why not? Why don't you make it a goal to make 100,000 leaders? How about that? That would be a much better goal.
Well, no, it's not. It's not about the followers, man. I'm going to turn people into kings that rule the universe. That's my fucking goal. And they can't be kings in their fucking bullshit, dude. You too. I mean, like, you have much less bullshit than most people do. I'm going to give you that. Okay. Like we all got fucking bullshit, and you got fucking much less. And in certain ways, you have less bullshit than I do. In a lot more ways right now, you have more bullshit than I do because I am more enlightened than you are, Darren. Now, in certain ways, I'm not. I've not been through your majestic universe experience or whatever that I'm not going to share because you asked me not to. Okay. I think you should talk about it publicly though, because I think that people need to hear that shit, and you'd make like fucking $1 billion a month if you started talking about that shit.
Okay. Anyway, my point being for this particular broadcast is that, you know, like, if you really want to go to the next level, Dave, and I'm just being honest, the first thing that you have to do is stop slamming people that were once there to support you.
But they're slamming me, Darren.
But it's your actions that are
the result. No, they've been fucking slammed. I've tried to talk to Justin Berengia like 100 times this last year. Nice. It's his fucking fault, dude, not mine.
Okay,
he's been slamming me behind my back for a fucking year, and people gotta know they do that shit. There's karma.
Dave, what's your part in it? Because we co-create the reality. What's your part in it?
My part in it is I got enlightened, and I had a bunch of demonic energy come out of me that nobody would even fucking talk to me about who used to associate. Like, I'm in Arizona right now, and my best friend for fucking years, Chris Rushlow, who is not my friend right now because he's dreaming. He's my friend. Maybe I'm not his. He right has not fucking come to say hello for one fucking day, and I'm in his goddamn backyard. It's pathetic.
Okay, but here's the anger coming out again.
No, yeah, maybe I'm angry because I'm actually not angry right now. But that's
go watch the video, Dave. All I'm telling you, I'm just the observer, dude. You need to go re-observe your physiology in your body when you talk about all
that's fair. Maybe I talk more slow with my hands or something.
Okay, You don't talk about the stuff in the enlightened zone that you claim to be in.
Yes, I do. You've never been enlightened.
Dude, I just go watch your videos.
I'm in an enlightened zone all fucking day. I'm in nirvana, Darren.
Then why?
Even when I'm sad, I'm in nirvana. You don't fucking understand.
So here's my point then, okay? Number one, stop looking for other people's approval, okay?
I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not looking for their approval.
Then why do you keep on going back and having to regurgitate all the shit?
Because people aren't listening and their families are going to fucking die if they don't listen to me, dude. Their kids are going to fucking die. Their families are going to fucking die in nuclear ass wars that wipe them the fuck out if they don't fucking listen to me. I fucking love them too much to not fucking make them pay attention to my shit. And look what's happening. Everybody's fucking talking about me right now. Everyone. Why?
Well, I don't know if they're talking about you in a good way. No offense, Dave, but I don't think they're talking about you in a good way.
They're not, and it's okay as long as they talk about me, it's useful.
Okay, maybe that's your belief. And my belief is that what you're doing is you're taking this, this kind of persona that people looked up to as a leader, and you're slamming it down to the point where people are like, oh my God, I can't even believe he's doing this shit.
I know they can't because they don't believe that what I'm saying is true, but when they see that it is, and they will, everything is going to change. People never believe it. Look at Noah. What did Noah do? He fucking built an ark, and everybody fucking thought he was crazy until a flood comet came and wiped everyone out. Look what fucking happened to Jesus. Everyone fucking thought he was crazy until he rose from the dead and appeared to his disciples. And then Thomas is sitting there and he's like, unless I touch you, I won't believe. Okay. And then finally he touched him and he believed.
Okay, but here's my point of all of this. Okay, so tell me what happened to Jesus. He got crucified.
Why? Because he had enemies. Bro, because he was telling the truth, and that's what happened.
What you're telling me, Dave, is that you believe that single-handedly that you can raise the vibrational frequency of the entire planet, and that they're going to magically go into this nirvana state and be able to...
No, I need all of you to stop getting over your shit and help. I have solutions that will end world hunger in fucking months. If you guys would have listened to me a year ago, there'd be no starving children in the world right now.
Here comes the anger again.
Yeah, I'm fucking angry because kids are dying.
Okay, but so can you...
That's fucking bullshit.
Okay, but here's my point, Dave. If you want to deliver a message, you can't deliver a message and impact people in a state of anger. It doesn't work.
Sometimes it does. People get mad when people rile people up in anger against an enemy. I used to do it in the Power Network.
All I'm telling you is that, look how, if you look at how many, hundreds of years that it took to, for more of the planet to, get spiritually connected or to, be on a path of enlightenment. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's still not there, right? Because 90% of the human population is addicted to suffering. That's fact. So how exactly are you going to get people unaddicted to suffering? What's your strategy?
Because Darren, I have technology that right now enlightens people in 72 hours, 100% of the time. And what that would do for humanity.
And what is that technology? Plant medicine?
It's plant medicine combined with a certain kind of spiritual energy that's put into it.
Okay.
And it works hey, Ricky, can you come out real quick? Let me see if I can go get Ricky, Paul, and Kimberly. Hold on. Tell them the truth, Ricky. Hey, Kimberly, Paul, you around?
What am I talking about?
Oh, I want you to we're on live on YouTube, okay? I want you to sit down. I'm going to go get something to drink here. I'll be back in a minute. I want you to just talk back and forth with Darren about what's happened to you since you've been here and how long it took you to get enlightened and the results. And your emotional results I'm talking. Now, it's not like she doesn't have problems. Talk to her. Be honest.
So Dave claims he's got some technology that's going to, totally take the entire planet into some nirvana state that he's going to be able to save the planet this way. What's your take on that?
I think my take is a lot of soul searching, and asking. I've been reading this book called Soul Connections, and it goes along well with being here and what he talks about and everything. But for me, I mean, I've been doing like meditating and stuff while I'm here and chanting and exercising like a lot more than I normally would. And they're here to pretty much coach me on whatever I need help with in that. They're helping me with the online stuff and showing me things with the like enlightenment and stuff. And
Okay, but here's my point. Okay, here's what I believe. Okay, I believe that is just a natural progression of spiritual enlightenment, but it's certainly not going to stop a nuclear holocaust if it's coming. It has nothing to do. There's two totally separate topics. This topic over here has to do with just becoming a better you, better version of you. Becoming,
that's what I do personally. I'm not Dave Wood, so
yeah, you're letting go of your past, surrendering, relinquishing, loving yourself enough to feel worthy and deserving to know that abundance is your birthright. Okay, that's one path. That's spiritual enlightenment. Okay, over here. Okay, what you're talking about over here, which Dave keeps on reverting back to, which is families are going to die, their kids are going to die, there's going to be a nuclear holocaust. These two things are totally two different things.
Right, I understand that.
Okay, and when it comes to the people that actually run the world, okay, if Dave believes that he's going to be able to switch their strategy or put a different agenda that they're after and put a curveball in it, it ain't freaking happening. It ain't happening, right? So my point being is that then why continue to throw darts at people, and why continue to think that he's better than everybody? Because it's not how it's perceived. I'm just telling you, because I'm an observer watching it all go on. And quite honestly, it's a circus act. It's a circus act. And every time he throws darts at people, every time that he's getting all this, he loses more credibility. He loses more credibility. So all the stuff that all these leaders look to him for has been completely crushed, because now he's on this path of between the victim, who's constantly throwing darts at people, putting people down, trying to slam them, embarrass them, degrade them. That's the victim, okay? And then over here, he's in God syndrome, trying to be better than the whole world. Like he's the one that's going to come and save the world. It's a polar opposite thing. This one here is the anger, right? This reality here is filled with a lot of anger and pain, okay? And so instead of just surrendering, relinquishing, and loving himself enough to just forgive himself and move on, he's holding on to all of this pain and suffering here, which he continues to throw darts out at people, right? Like this, constantly. It's in his descriptions, it's in his videos, it's in his blog posts, it's in his Facebook wall, it's everywhere. Every time he gets on video with me, it's the same thing. He attacks people on one side, and then on the other side, he's better than everybody else. This is God syndrome over here. He writes it. He writes he's better. I'm smarter than you. I'm faster than you. I punch better than you. I'm more enlightened than you. I'm better than you. He writes in his descriptions, okay? Now, that is not healthy, and I'm telling you, it is not going to get his end goal completed, so that whatever path that he wants to be on to affect world change, it won't work. It won't work. The strategy won't work. I'm telling you for fact. I understand human beings and I understand the human condition. I've studied it for 30 years of my life, and I know how the game works. I know how the game works. And if you work within the laws of the universe, you get everything you want. If you fall into victimhood and God syndrome, it's a nightmare over there. It's a big mess, okay? And all that will happen is that the reality will implode. It will implode. The only two exits from God syndrome are jail and death. In fact, Kevin Trudeau thought he was better than everybody else. Guess where he is? He's in prison. Don Lupre thought he was better than everybody else. Guess where he went? Prison, and now he committed suicide in prison. Right? It's like there's a process here, and once people believe that they are better than the rest of the world, okay, they think that they are. They go into euphoria, and they feel that they're invincible. Like nothing can kill them, nothing can happen to them. They're in.
Right.
And
I also think there's some sociopathy as well.
Sorry?
Sociopath.
Yeah.
But I do believe in him. So, and I don't know, I was never around when he had all those other things, but I can't really say anything towards that. You know, I can't speak for him because I'm not him. I can't speak for his experiences because I have not had his experiences.
I hear you. But I guess what I'm saying here is that as an observer, when you continue to witness it over and over and over and over and over, then you got to ask yourself, is the strategy working or is it not working? So when Dave puts together a Skype group and he adds like 60 people to it, and if they leave, they're a piece of shit. If they leave, they're a loser. Or now he's on a mission to deface them all over the internet, right? Because they left some group that he put together that he has some vision.
That's also like petty.
Like, I know, but I'm telling
really
you,
by that. That's really petty.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. That's my point. Like, you know, first of all, if you add people to a group without their permission, right? You just randomly add 65 people to a group, and then you're pissed off that they just leave. They just go, I don't want to be in that. Leave the group, right? But now you're on a mission to try to deface them all over the internet because they left your freaking group. What? That's just goofy, right? So what's the perception of that to other leaders? What if I'm looking from the outside in, and I was added to the group. He added me to the group. I just keep on going, delete chat, because I don't even want to see it, right? So somebody leaves the group, and then David attacks them for leaving the group. What? But he's the prophet, really? He's the prophet. He's King David. Now, I can tell you that strategy will not get him to whatever his intention is, right? If it's apparently to save the planet, then it's probably a good idea to be able to connect with a person to find out what's going on in their life versus it always being about Dave. It's always about Dave. Follow my vision, my thing, you got to be part of my thing, right? Instead of finding out what's going on in the other person's life and just asking them and having a conversation to see if there's a potential fit or not. Okay. So all he's doing is pissing off a lot of people. And I'm just telling you from having been in Empower Network for 5 or 6 years and looking up to him as the leader of the company, right, that did $200 million a year. Now he's gone all the way down this spiral, okay, to the point where when, 2-3 conversations ago when I talked to him, he literally didn't even have like $20 to his name. He had no money, none, zero, with all his talent, all his skills, all the things that he could do. But the message that he was putting to the market was not congruent with leadership, with peak performance, and with success.
I know that I followed along Empower Network too, and honestly, what I seen was that he fell in love with someone and he kind of drifted away from Empower Network, and it did what it did, and it failed. And then, yeah, I know the bankruptcy stuff and all that stuff happened, and the snowballing of the financials and all that stuff happened because someone messed up the finances and stuff. So, I mean, that could hurt somebody really bad. You know what I mean?
But that's the whole part of what I was trying to explain to Dave about how the game works. Okay. Right. So the first level is victimhood. And after victimhood is done, then the spiral starts, right? The purpose of the spiral is to get a person to finally surrender, right? And in the event that they don't get the lesson, they'll stay stuck in this vibrational resonance where Dave flickers back and forth to of dart throwing. You know, it's this guy's fault. It's that guy's fault. He did this. He did that. He never comes. He treats me this way. He treats me like shit. She doesn't do this. Dart. Okay. And it's not a peak performance state. It's a victim state. And when he talks about it, the anger literally comes out like a demon. Like this. Okay. It's not attractive to watch or to even be part of. I can tell you that anybody that's on the path of peak performance just tunes it out because they understand these principles that I'm talking about because they've done the personal development. The only way that you get into peak performance where you can do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million or a billion, the only way that you can do that is in a peak performance state to attract all of the peak performers. Okay. So my point being here, I'm going to revert back to this again, and then I got to go because I got to get on a conference call. But my point being is this. This is consistent, Dave, and you can go back and watch the videos. This one's recorded now, so you can go back and do your own self-analysis of all of these little snippets in time where you talk about all these people that have done you wrong. And you certainly don't talk about it as an enlightened soul. There's a lot of anger.
But the thing is, though, Darren, is I do not think that you have known personally enough enlightened people to be able to judge that. I don't think that you really understand what enlightenment is. Nobody really does until they're enlightened, I'm telling you. You just don't.
Okay. In the event of enlightenment, like I can tell you this, I would certainly never see Buddha do stuff like that.
Yes, you would. I promise.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
I promise you would. Now, maybe not in the later years of his life, but keep in mind that Buddha, there's a couple of differences between me and Buddha that are very important. Okay. Number one, Buddha was not a warrior king. It wasn't his mission. Okay. He actually kind of was, though, later in his life. Now, earlier in his life, when he was first enlightened, he was enlightened through years of like meditative discipline for 8 hours a day. I was enlightened in 7 hours, right from the night before, sleeping with prostitutes, being addicted to Concerta, taking testosterone, okay, taking like LSD and stuff like this a couple days before I was enlightened, right? And like then I made a scientific discovery that enlightened me in 7 hours. So mine came from an explosion of spiritual energy that after the explosion of spiritual energy, I have to learn to control. But this happens to all enlightened people, which is one of the reasons Buddha moved people through this very long sequence of discipline, because when your energy wakes up, enlightened energy can be very out of control and dangerous if it's not focused properly. And that's actually good feedback for me because I understand, but also some of the out of control and dangerousness is useful. The thing that you don't understand is that all of my chakras are like blown the fuck open. Okay. Some of them are not totally yet. Right. But my crown chakra, dude, it's like fucking everybody that can fucking see energy can see it. It's just, it fills the fucking universe, man. You don't even fucking know what you're talking about. Like,
okay, but why is it?
On that level. Okay? Not on some levels, you know what you're talking about more than me. I want to be clear about where I fit and where you fit. But my point with what I'm saying is this, and then I'll turn it over to you. Okay. And I was wondering if I could like leave this here in case other people want to join in just for a couple of minutes, but I'll turn it off. I don't know if you have to use your Zoom, right? If you have to use your Zoom, I'll just end the meeting because I don't have my webinar activated yet because I'm getting new credit cards. But the thing that the reason I'm saying that is this: enlightened energy always causes people to turn against the enlightened person. When Buddha was enlightened, there was a time when he had like an army of 1 million people trying to kill him. Why were they trying to kill him, Darren? It's because he tells the truth to everyone and they can't fucking handle it. That's what fucking happens around enlightened people until they develop a following, and then all their followers are like idolizing them essentially, and they kind of learn to ignore
that's not totally true. Typically, what happens when a person moves into the awakening, and they get a lot of more clarity, is that everything changes in the universe. The sky looks bluer, the grass looks greener, everything enlightens in the senses, like spidey sense, right?
I got that too.
Okay. So, but what happens?
More than anybody can imagine who has not been around me.
Okay. So in the first stage of the awakening, when a person actually wakes up, right, there's things that they understand that the rest of the human population doesn't understand. But the challenge is being able to adjust the calibration so that you can still communicate with the people that aren't yet enlightened without having to piss them off. There's a way to be able to do it by...
Not entire. There's a way to be able to do it, but let me explain. Not entirely, because here's what happens around me, okay? And let me explain it from a perspective. If I walk into a Mormon church, for example, which I often do, when I go into the church, without saying anything, without even looking at people start getting mad. Why? Because dark energy turns on enlightened energy, which is exactly what has happened to me over this last year. People have been treating me like they treated Jesus in the New Testament. And I get some anger from that. And my anger, though, is coming from not from what they're doing to me. This is not like Priscilla's stuff hurts because I am more safe to be around than she is. And she knows it. And so it hurts. Everyone around me knows it. I'm more safe to be around than she is. I'm more safe to be around if you're around me.
Okay, but here's my point, Dave. You revert right back into the whole thing.
Well, I know I'm reverting, but I'm trying to explain something.
I know, but it's a commonality. That is my point.
Okay, good point.
You always revert back to the same thing. I'm better than her.
No. I'm not better than her. She's better than me at different things. But right now, I'm being much better to her than she is to me.
Okay.
I have been all year.
Of course, because you're always better. You're always better. It always comes from you being better.
I'm telling you because I'm acting to her. You should see the messages that I have sent her over the last year and how she has ignored me and gone cold and been disrespectful and completely ignored all of my reasonable attempts to communicate with her and the children and how she's kept me from the children. Okay. No matter how patient I have been.
She, her. What about you?
It is her.
What about you, Dave?
I've been fucking trying to talk to my wife all fucking year, Darren. I've been doing my attraction marketing part. And
but it's not working. Dave, hello. Yeah. It's not working.
It will work.
Well, apparently, if you keep on doing the same thing you did in the last year, apparently it's not going to work. So
it will work when she sees what I'm saying is true. When she sees what I'm saying is true, she's going to get really fucking emotional and come out here from jealousy.
This is personal development 101, dude. Okay.
I know.
If what you're doing is not working, change your approach. If that doesn't work,
that's what I'm doing right now. I've been doing different approaches, Darren, all fucking year. You just haven't seen it because it's all private. None of them have cause response. So now I'm trying something that's like a little out there that I'm going to go back and switch to a different kind of response and reorganize it. But I can't do that because if I don't resolve this, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is we're going to get back together because we always do because she fucking loves me and I fucking love her, right? She's going to have to get used to having me having lots of wives and concubines and she'll be happier with it because she'll have her own space, right? And what's going to happen, Darren, is when she gets back to me, this shit won't be in the relationship anymore because I'm acting like a man for the first time. She's done a lot of things in the past I'm not going to get into. They're over. But I can't allow that stuff when I'm sitting in the Oval Office, man. Nobody will fucking respect me. I won't get elected as president if she's doing this stuff.
Okay. So
I gotta kind of beat it out of her with words and karma, right? Not physically, obviously, keep her safe, but like I gotta get the shit out of her. And no matter how mad it makes her, I fucking gotta do it until then when she comes back, she acts different towards me because I'm acting like a fucking man.
Okay. So anyway, my point being is this. I have clearly publicly stated my opinion as the observer of what I believe, okay? And I believe that based upon the actions that you continue to take over and over in your descriptions, your blog posts, These guys did me wrong. These guys ripped me off, blah, 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 blah. This friend, he doesn't call me, he doesn't see me. Everyone's rejecting me. They're treating me like shit. That is the.
I'll talk about the other people that are treating me really well too, in a balance.
No, but it doesn't matter because you don't need to talk about that.
Yes, I do need to talk about it because if I don't address it, people will walk all over me like they used to in Empower Network.
Dave, just let it go, bro.
I have let it go. You don't understand. I've let it go. They have not.
No, because watch your videos and you see the anger and you have not let it go.
When I'm talking about it, the fucking anger comes out. But Jesus said to declare your sins on the fucking housetops and to declare your problems on the fucking housetops. I'm doing what Jesus said to do.
But I disagree with that. I'm just telling you that
you're wrong.
If you had risen above it, like you say, if you're as lightened as you say, this shit would not bother you anymore.
It hasn't bothered me for a very long time, and it doesn't really bother me.
Just watch your video.
Huh?
Just watch your videos. Like
I know I'm watching my videos, but you've not been around my energy. It's intense, but it's not fucking like right now. My energy is intense, but it's not angry.
Well,
it's just intense ass energy.
I just watched it. I just witnessed it.
Okay? I know you did, and I make mistakes. I'm not perfect.
Your whole face sports. Your whole.
Yeah, sometimes that happens when you let the truth out, brother.
Oh man.
Sometimes that happens when you share the fucking truth. And everybody hides the truth behind closed doors because they don't want people to see it because they're fucking embarrassed. But you want to know why I did that stuff to Priscilla, man? It was because she sent a message to 50 people telling them about a bunch of bullshit and then posted a bunch of bullshit on her Facebook wall that I had to publicly respond to.
Okay. So, this is like...
She fucking caused that.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
They
No, I responded from bullshit.
Hey, like let it go, man. Freaking let it go.
I have let it go, Darren. But hiding from the truth is not letting it go. Hiding from the truth is being a coward.
You're on a path of literally wanting to prove people wrong.
I don't care about proving people wrong. I care about them not dying, dude. You're fucking misreading my energy. You're not even fucking listening to a word that I say. I'm listening to you. You're not listening to me, man.
Okay,
I don't care about these problems. I care about them and their fucking lives, man.
Okay, so
their lives are fucked up way more than mine.
Okay, so here's my point, right? We were talking about this before
I'm gonna come down. I'm actually pretty calm.
So
I love you, dude.
in the event that you're looking to affect world change in people, you have to bring out the best in them, not the worst in them, right? In the event that you believe that you're going to change an agenda that's put forth by the people that actually run this world, right? With the strategy that you're on right now, it's like this, right? It's not, you really believe that you can change a world agenda that's already in place right now. You believe that?
Really fucking fast with some help. Read my solutions, for example. Have you read and listened to all the videos on the Law of Consecration Agreement on my site?
No.
Read it. It solves all world financial problems.
But dude, honestly, I'm just not even interested in it. Honestly, I'm not interested.
That's foolish to not be interested in that.
Why?
Because I will be so much richer than you, you cannot imagine it.
And I'm okay with it.
And I'll be more free.
I'm okay with that too.
And right, I know you're okay with it, but I'm telling you, at that point in time, your brain will fall into line when I pass you in wealth. And it'll happen fast.
That's okay, dude. I'm okay with it. There's no race. I'm not in a competition.
I know it's not about a race. It's not about me proving it either. My point is, I know.
Just so you know, Dave, I'm not in competition with you.
I'm not in competition with you either.
I have my own. I don't. There's no competition because there's only one me.
What I'm saying is, I'm saying that my stuff feeds all the kids in the world, puts all the fish back in the sea, regrows the rainforest, travels to the stars, and a lot fucking more, like terraforming Mars and Saturn and the rest of the planets in the universe in a way that doesn't take fucking forever because we're doing it through time travel. I've fucking got solutions to shit that that nobody at this time can imagine, and they're starting to imagine it now, and everybody's fucking starting to think bigger just from seeing my shit, even if they're not aware of it, because they can't get around me and not think bigger. I think bigger than everyone right now, and I'm not saying this because I'm not saying your thinking is not fucking huge compared to a normal person. It's fucking gigantic, right? But if you compare your size of thinking right now to mine, and again, this isn't for a competition, this is an observation, yours is this big, and mine is like the fucking universe.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I think your thinking will stretch just being around me. And my thinking stretches around you in different ways. And this is why it's useful. And this is why we're both important.
Okay. So anyway, my point being, I came on here. You wanted to go live with this. I don't know why, but that's fine.
No, because I wanted your feedback, brother. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying too, for the first time. What if what I'm saying is true, man? You ever thought about that?
Okay.
If what I'm saying is true, we're all fucked if I don't do what I'm doing. So I better fucking keep doing it.
Okay. And that's okay. And I believe, because of my own spiritual path, that, you know, if 2 years is the time of the transition, I'm totally okay with it.
Well, yeah, you're going to be fucking fine in the transition because you're pretty spiritually evolved. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing I need to bring spiritual evolution to people on a mass exponentially compounding scale that creates wealth like none of us can imagine. I mean, you got to go to the thing, read the consecration agreement, watch the videos, and think about, map it out on a paper, how that would solve the fucking checks and balances and financial problems between nations. And how complex and beautiful those solutions are, because they're all voluntary. Gets rid of fucking income tax, feeds all the kids in the world, takes care of all the elderly. Everybody lives for cheaper. Everybody has fucking more savings.
But my point is that none of that means anything anyway if there's an agenda in place to basically holocaust the world. Okay.
That agenda, though, will be overthrown by the people because the central bankers will change when, and I talk about this in my video, they will change when they see my solutions are better because they got deceived, because they were seeing this huge exponentially compounding problem of the human race destroying problems. And they're like, they're going to fucking wipe us all out. Satan came into their hearts, fucking deceived them and made a plan to wipe them out so they don't wipe the world out. But when they see that my solution works better, I'll end up owning 50% of the central bank, I promise. And we'll make another central bank for Empower Network that'll compete against them, that they'll own 50% of as part of the deal. Otherwise, they'll just compete against them and wipe them out. And they'll know I'll fucking do it because they'll fucking know I'm King David and can't fuck with me. They're Jews, right? And then we'll create a decentralized bank that competes against the central banking system, and all the debt in the United States be paid off in a couple fucking years through my plan. It won't take fucking long at all because I'm getting the people to do it voluntarily.
Okay. All I'm telling you, dude, from, you know, being on this path for 30 years now, is that 90% of the human population is addicted to suffering like crack cocaine and heroin.
But I can get them out of that in 72 hours, Darren.
You can only get them out of it if you can convince them to take this freaking plant medicine thing that everybody else.
Are you out of that suffering cycle?
I quit smoking when I got
here. No, but it's not just that, dude. You came here with all sorts of problems. You can't even remember them now. I deleted them from her consciousness, right? But you like she came here, one person. 3 days later, she was a total mother. Same thing with Paul Gardner. Same thing with Kimberly. Same thing with Matthew Gonzalez. Same thing with everyone that fucking gets around me. 3 days.
So why don't you, I mean, I'm just putting this out to you. Like, then why don't you just make it a goal or your vision that you're going to, you know, say, start off by raising $10 million and put together a first pilot center that you're going to use as a magnetic pole. And then the people that have all these revelations and breakthroughs, they become your army.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to a new crowd because my old crowd isn't listening, but the new crowd will get the old crowd, right? And I need the old crowd.
Like I said, Dave, perhaps, like nobody knows, right? It's an unknown. Okay?
I know.
Okay, maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. I don't know. My point being is that if your vision was to, you know, open up these specific centers that had a magnetic pull that were based all over the world, and they all went through some sort of, you know, specific training in order to be certified or whatever. And they had people coming in that paid a fee to go through this revelation thing or whatever. Then those people now become your army of people.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing Enlightenment Week. And when somebody comes to Enlightenment Week, they can run their own Enlightenment Week. And so it's a $10,000 high ticket item that's proven already to remove addictions, that will take people. And Darren, I can take somebody in like 6 hours and download like 100 years of martial arts knowledge into them.
Okay.
Now they need to train their bodies after that. So their bodies take a little bit to catch up, but I'm getting better and better at changing people's bodies, dude. When I get around somebody and we both take my kind of plant medicine, we can transfer direct knowledge back and forth between our consciousness and share it backwards and forwards in time.
Awesome.
It's fucking the coolest shit ever.
So anyway, I got to fly, but what I would encourage you to do at the end of the day is to go back and watch the video, right? Because there's multiple times, and it's typically when, you know, it's he, she, they, did, he, that.
Well, when I'm doing the they, a lot of times it's because I'm trying to point problems outside of ourselves. Jesus did that. He said, what they say is, but what we say is, he's creating enemies and friends with his language. Read the modeling project on Jesus of Nazareth. There's a reason why I'm doing some of it, but some of it might be me going into a victim mode in the past, right? And so, like,
I'm going to give you a 100% confirmation.
Yeah. I'll go look through it and change the language. Yeah.
Right. It's a combination between language and physiology, actually. That it's a combination between, because you could still say the same things with no effect on your facial expressions or anything in a completely calm state, but you go into anger. Each time that you talk about these stories, you go into some demonic anger state that's, you know, where you look like you're going.
Yeah, I go in and what I'm doing is I'm getting it out, and maybe I should get out before the video. That would probably make more sense.
Like, but here's the thing. So you and I have a conversation. I think, oh my God, awesome. Dave finally gets it. And then literally 5 minutes later, you get on another video and do the same thing all over again. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, what the fuck? We just had this. I just talked to the guy for an hour and a half, and now you go do it again.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my only thing. There's a better way, Dave. I'm just telling you that, you know, okay, so here, would be what I would do. Okay. First thing that I would do is I would create a brand. Okay. I would hire
what I'm doing. Okay. But it's taking some time, and I need some outsourcing money, which I've got. So like, you know, if you wanted to help with that, dude, if you want to do some sort of,
I'm on another path, man. I'm doing an ICO thing right now where, you know,
I mean, you wouldn't help. You just give us some outsourcing funds. We pay you back with interest.
No, I'm on a different path, bro. I'm just trying to help you to get you on a path that I think will at least work for you. And the path that you're on right now, I don't believe is working. I don't believe it's getting you to your promised land, right? So
I'm already making thousands of bucks a day again. We're getting thousands of dollars a day coming in again. So
okay, well, awesome. Good. So anyway, my point being is that it all starts with a brand. Okay, so you need a brand, you need a one sheet, corporate one sheet, both sides. You need executive summary. You need a corporate structure, you need some subscription forms, and you got to go raise the money. Now, I can tell you that in the state that I've seen you in, I don't know who would send you money. Honestly, I'm no offense. I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you something here, just as direct feedback to you, because you're giving me feedback. That's foolish, because you should be practical, and what I'm doing will make more money than everyone, and you could get a cut of it. And you don't have to do anything. You just have to fucking help. Like, you're already doing help with, like, giving me advice. There's no sense in not sending us money that you check on with checks and balances to make sure it's used wisely. There's no sense. You're talking about something you could take like $1,000 and turn it into 10,000 or whatever. You know, you got, like, I'm going to launch a company that'll have hundreds of millions of people in it. It'll fill
awesome. And I'll be the, you know, toot the horn, and I'll say, I'm so proud of Dave. Look where he done. We had these conversations when he was just starting, and
you're going to watch this later and you're going to be like this. I promise.
Okay, and I'm okay with it. I'm totally
okay with it. I know you're okay with that. That's why I love you so much.
I'm totally okay with it now. And I'll be like giving you a big standing ovation. You know what I mean? I'll do an interview and I'll showcase you everywhere. You know, I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay.
So here's the one thing I'm going to say. I don't rebuke people until a very long time of that person mistreating me. You, for example, you've never mistreated me. You've always talked to me, and I've never, like, I'm not trying to pressure you to take my stuff or anything like that, or pressure you to change your beliefs or anything. I'm just telling you what I feel, and you tell me what you feel, and I change it. You've always treated me well. But when somebody mistreats me or my family for a very, very, very long period of time, and then over and over and over and over and over again, they are being a jerk, I'm gonna fucking do something that shows them that they can't fuck with Dave Wood. Because nobody's gonna respect a king that won't defend himself. Period.
Okay, but here's the thing though, Dave, is this, like, I just don't believe, and this is nothing against whatever your vision and your strategy is and everything else. I just don't believe that going onto social media and video and on the internet and attacking people holds a healing energy of enlightenment to it. It doesn't.
Well, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does, because this is what the prophets did, Darren. Why did they do it? I'm going to tell you, the prophets being like that is the only reason Jerusalem still exists. Because it beat the people out of their problems. And when people's problems go away, they turn into fucking warriors, which is the only thing about how Jerusalem, how beat up that city has gotten over the years. All the historians say it's an immortal city. It's like untouchable for some reason. And the reason is because the prophets threaten the fuck out of people when they don't listen for a long period of time. That's where it comes from. Jesus did it too. He said, if you do not repent, you will be cast into outer darkness. Or if you do this and this, you'll be cast into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. And that's the suffering man knows not, neither can they know. Why? Because he's telling people, look, if you don't fucking listen to me, you're all fucked. And then he goes back with an increase of love, so they know that he loves them. But that love doesn't work without this. It's the fear power tactic, like Tony Robbins. You run from the fear into the power, which is what I'm getting people to do. And I need to get better at getting them to run in the power from the fear and better at framing it. But what I'm doing is proper. I'm telling you, read the Bible, read the Old Testament. The Old Testament has produced more wealth and prosperity than either of us have in our lives. So is the New Testament, period.
Okay.
It's the most prosperity producing personal development books that exist.
Okay, so great chat. Nice to meet you. Good to hang out.
Yeah. She's friend Ricky, so she's been helping me out as my assistant. I fired her the other day. You can have your job back in a few days.
I fired him too.
You didn't fire me. I fired you. That's not how it works.
I was never hired. He didn't ask. He
Yes,
volunteered me to
No,
work
it's bullshit.
for him.
It's bullshit. You're lying. You're lying.
Oh God. Hey Dave, you know what? Dave, let me just share this with you, okay?
Yeah.
In closing, stop trying to be always right.
I'm not trying to be right.
I'm out.
I'm just telling the truth, dude.
Okay, I'm out. Guys, have a great day.
I love you, Darren.
You're awesome. Take care.
You too.
Oh, hey everybody, we're still live on YouTube. So if you just watch this video, here's my quick thoughts on Darren Little, and then I'm going to go talk to some of my friends and see if they're around. So my thoughts are this, okay? My same thoughts. I just told this to Sarita, okay, where she was mad at me and she's like, "Is this how you teach a friend?" And she sends some article somebody posted on Facebook. My answer, Sarita, is yes. It's exactly how a friend would treat you, because a friend, like Sarita, for you, okay, go watch my dancing video first of all. But second of all, right, this is what I want to really get across to all of you guys, okay? Sarita, you in the last year have not listened to me. And you've been listening to my enemies. And I have listened to all of you, and all of you have not listened to me. So if I'm going to go out there and do something like rebuke Justin Berengi, and I'm not working today, I'm resting, so I'm just sharing my feelings, okay? If I'm going to do something like rebuke Justin Berengi, like I invited like 50 people in a group to this Zoom, and nobody showed up. Why? There's no reason. If they asked me to show up to a call, I would show up. Now, they might be busy, they might be out, they might be playing with family. That's a legitimate excuse. But if they were here, they could have given me feedback and actually heard an answer. So here I've got some feedback from Darren. I've got some assignments of things that I need to do, which I will go and do. My question is, will Darren Little listen to me and say, maybe my family is at risk if I don't listen to King David? Not from me, from the hands of his enemies. I'm going to share something with you guys. No, I won't say that. This is what I mean. Have any of you stopped to consider for a minute that I'm telling the truth? Have any of you stopped to consider for a minute that maybe your families are at risk if you don't listen to me? Not because of me, but because of a famine, because of a war, because of running out of fish in the sea. Why do I care about it and none of you do? Because Satan, he and his enemies, he doesn't have friends, he only has people he hates, is trying to deceive all of you, myself included. He tries. But God blocks it out. It has to go through him. Can't come to the Father without going to the Son. That's true for all of us. All of us daddies who are walking in righteousness. All of them. Here's the thing. What if they don't listen to me, they'll die? That's exactly what will happen. So if you consider this fully for a moment and look in my eyes as you're going into a deep trance, I'm doing what I'm doing because I fucking love you, Justin Bridge. Because I fucking love you, Priscilla, and I cannot put up with your bullshit anymore. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be with you. I will. We'll get back together. Might take some time. I'm okay with that because I'm going to have other girlfriends and stuff. I'll keep wearing my ring. Probably. Unless there's a certain time threshold that's passed. And you'll come out from complete jealousy. Because you'll see how much fun they're all having, and you'll try to kick them out of the house, and they'll say no. You got to live with it now. That's your karma. And you'll love it. What I'm saying, when I say I'm superior to you, I'm not saying it because you cannot be equal to how I am now, but in fact, you will never be. You'll be more equal in many ways, but not the ways that I have power. You cannot do the things I can do. I can do the things all of you can do. I can learn. I cannot do them now. Like, for example, I can't do all the things Darren can do right now. But I'm telling you, I already have the ability to manifest things into the universe more powerful than him because I do it through him. That's what enlightened knowledge does. Have any of you stopped to consider for a second, for 1 second, that maybe I am indeed King David? I fit all the role, don't I? Lisa Grossman. Orrin Woodward, I bet you're getting driven crazy trying to find errors in my thinking. You cannot. It's the first time any of you have ever seen a man of God act like a real prophet. Even the Mormon prophet. He's like a real prophet, but he's like a real prophet in the sense that they're very consistent. But they're not a real prophet in the sense, they're not like the Old Testament prophets in the sense that they're wild men. The Book of Mormon says, when they were talking about Enoch, they said, a wild man hath come among us. John Baptist came girded in camel's clothes. John the Baptist. That's John the Baptist that said that. Why did he say that? Why did he come in camel's clothes? It's because he was wild, babe. Talking to Priscilla here, and all my beautiful babies. I'm telling you right now, women are both scared and excited about this. All of them. If you do not repent, destruction will come on. Badly. And it'll keep getting worse. And some of them will die who do not repent like you. Not at my hand. At the hands of their own enemies as their plans turn back on themselves. In the name of Jesus, let all of my enemies' plans fall back on themselves with a multiplication of 7. And in the name of Queen Diana, Priscilla Chacon Solano, in the future, who deserves it, not in current time, because she does not at the moment. Will it be worse than them? You do not want to fuck with me. The karmic rebuke will continue to build and build and build and build and build and build and build. And for many of them, it will result in their deaths, as their plans are turning back on themselves. And only their blessings are coming my way now, and only your blessings and their plans turn back on themselves, get thrown into the sun, and now turn into blessings. Raining wealth and prosperity from the universe, from me, through me, to the 144,000 of the great multitude, only as they are repenting and honoring me. And if you follow me, we pass it through them to you. So I'm going to end with this. If you've not received Jesus into your heart, I'll do that on Sunday. Rest. Go watch one of my other videos. I'll do it later or something. Not in the Darren Little video. Because I fucking love Darren. Darren is a godly man. He doesn't know how godly he is. But he also does not know how severe the punishments are for crossing King David. But Darren honors me, so I honor him. If Justin Berengi had honored me all year, I wouldn't have done what I had done. If my wife had honored me, I wouldn't have dishonored her. You cannot explode on me anymore, baby, without me exploding on you. Won't do it. And I won't delete the videos. Won't hide them. There must be karma. Unless we decide that together after Enlightenment Week. But you got to be used to have another ladies' round. There can be no other way. That will keep you in love with me. You immediately started loving me less when I broke up with Ashley. You started having less sex with me. You didn't respect me as much. You broke up with me more. Immediately. You're an Atlantean, babe. It's how you're built to be. Accept it. You're glorious. You're fucking so beautiful. I love you so much. It's ridiculous. Ridiculously retarded. Mental retardation is people. Because we're healing it. None of you have ever really met an enlightened prophet before. You may have met enlightened teachers, but never an enlightened prophet. I'm the first in quite some time. The apostles are still alive, you know that. Walking around. If they didn't specifically die in history, they never died. Paul died, and then was immediately the pattern repeated from the Great Tribulation, where he was dead in the streets for 3 days and rose from the dead, and it's been believed from history. But evidence will now start reappearing for that, if you look. Paul is alive. Paul, you're welcome to come visit me when I'm ready. Not before. And he says, you're ready now. But I won't come yet. It's not time. This is what it's like to walk in the spiritual universe. Constant connection with everyone. With permission from the Father, of course, to keep everyone safe. You can lock people out of your thoughts, but not if they're sent by God. You'll learn to be a man, Justin Berengi. A man would never deny. a man who saved his life. It's like a son denying the father or a father denying the son. It's more like a son denying the father. It's exactly what it is. I love you. David Sharp, you've denied me. You've denied my name. You've become one of them. But now, you're turning into one of us. I know you fucking watch my shit and you're like, what a goddamn badass. You can't fucking handle how much of a badass I am. You can't fucking handle it. Because you've never seen anything like it. None of you have. That's why when I say, what I've said in the past, you are all pathetic to me now. I mean it. And I mean it now. And you always will be. Because I always stay ahead of you. As an example of what you can be. You are pathetic to me, but you cannot say that about me. Why? Because you cannot. It's blocked. You can only say good things about me, even in the negations in your language. Don't love King David. He's not King David. Listen to the things people say. Why? I blocked it through a paradox a year ago. Because all of people's quantum energy. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Reveals the truth. Listen to people's language, folks. Let it pass to the universe in the name of Queen Diana. In the name of Jesus, let it already be done. Backwards and forwards in time. Shamahakai Ramayamahai Ramayamasa. It is all pitiful and pathetic, say the Tetragrammaton, that you do not write articles with King David and give your honest thoughts. Chris Darby and Warren Woodward, and it is all pathetic to the Lord of Hosts. The Tetragrammaton is his name. From now on, when I say that, like, you hear a different thing each time, never knowing exactly why it's changing, but noticing that it is, but not noticing at the same time. Until Shara, you have enough faith in the patterns of 3, 6, 9, 5, 7, 10. Love you. I'm going to end the broadcast and maybe do another one on my other channel in a second.